days. And that's when hip hop started expanding. 'Cause that's how hip hop was going though. People felt as if they had to do it the way it was being done in New York. It wasn't up until people started finding their own way to express their own street urban culture and realizing that it ain't have to look like it looked in the Bronx.
And then to me, hip hop is the way the Bronx showed us how to artistically express it, but with our own street urban culture as the premise. As the basis.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a bad burger. It actually tastes like they just made a hamburger at home.
It ain't bad at all.
The closest they've ever came to making a hamburger at home.
It ain't bad at all. I'm telling you. You know how I know it's good? Because I'm slow. I'm eating slow because I don't want to just go off and shit like pause. But like I'm saying, I'm like, yo, let me let that, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's good. It's a good drink. My son told me it wasn't good. I said, I know the taste of crunch.
I bet you because it tastes like a homemade burger. It's like, shout out to Gone Camping. They finally use real meat. Exactly.
Wow.
Like that.
Wow.
They got a ground beef patty. It was like, let's try the real thing. And then we're going to call this the Big Arch. And they just.
Nah, that's cool. It's cool. Even though the price is crazy, that shit goes like $15.
What?
For that burger.
Well, everything in New York costs $15.
That shit is, man, the prices go crazy, man. Put that shit on the dollar menu, man. Call it a wrap, man. What you doing?
I'm crying. We all know. Everybody in the business know. There's not one person in the business who doesn't know. You either have two people. You have the people that know, feel me, that fuck with hip hop, they know, and they like know, or it's the people that know and they're lying like they not. The people who are supportive, they don't think he's hip hop, or like, you know what I mean? You just know culturally that there is some disconnecting thing. There are things that disconnect him immediately. Everybody looks at it odd. You don't just wake up one day. Imagine you raise your son in the suburbs and then one day he just got braids and barrettes. You know he saw it on television. You would not give him cultural credence for that type of things. Imagine you raise your son, Trap, right now, right? You raise your son and your son's still close enough. But then one day you just start wearing Dickies, Chucks, and fat laces and fucking white tees and fucking blue bandanas out his pocket. You know he got that shit from the fucking computer.
I'm gonna say Uncle Glasses done influenced this man. God
and
damn.
I never, you know what I mean? The kid, I haven't met the kid yet. I ain't even showed it to him, but he had to just be online.
Yeah. No, I hear you.
Would you give credence to that cultural movement? Like, come on, bro, you got to be a part of the cult. And the problem with homie is the cult he's a part of is Jewish culture. That's the cult. It's not a big deal. Like, he's not the Beastie Boys where they're part of a Jewish culture inside the house and then they go outside and then the school and they just back with the street urban culture people of New York City. That's not what's happening. I don't know. That's funny.
Could you use up to $800? Find it at BioLife. Up to $800 is waiting for you. Just donate
to me. But again, man, sometimes you be reading that shit online, man. You got to come outside and play.
It says you 5'8" online?
Yeah.
Yeah, why they put 5'8"
on that shit? I'll be like, damn.
Hold up. Yo, hold on. Let me find this right part of this clip. I should have timestamped it, but I gotta find this right part real quick. Hold up. Actually,
Yo. Yo.
We're going to get this sound right. That's what we going to do. What's happening? You locked into Peacock's TV. I'm your host, Sega Misfit. Y'all was just tuned in to some of that No Ceilings with Glass and Malone. I'm your host, Sega Misfit.
I'm Keke Loco.
This Peacock's TV. You tuned in. Before we get started, we want everybody to make sure you go over to No Ceilings Podcast YouTube. Subscribe to the No Ceilings Podcast with Glass and Malone. Make sure you tune in every Monday, Wednesday, Friday to the lunch hour at 12 noon Pacific, 3 o'clock Eastern. Make sure you locked in and make sure you check out the No Ceilings Podcast with Glass Malone on all your streaming devices with podcasts. You can tap into it. It's on iHeartRadio, so anywhere you got iPod, or not iPad, but your podcast apps, you got it on your Apple, throw it up there. You can listen to it on there and all the podcasts. What's on Android? What's the Android app? I forgot. I don't know. I got an Android. I don't know. But if you're on the Android, you can look it up in the Amazon, Google Play App Store, I'm sure. Download the app and then go ahead and add No Ceilings with Glass and Malone to your playlist. So we're going to get into it right now. We're getting into that whole situation with Michael Eric Dyson and just breaking down the psychology of what he was saying. And, you know, there's actually an episode of No Ceilings where Glass is pretty much giving him the whole rundown. But it's just like, I'm going to go play that. I'm going to actually play that episode.
And then Tyson like, I Googled it.
Plays the whole clip of Michael Eric Dyson giving his whole little dissertation, sounding like the nigga from In Living Color. He's trying to use all those big words and all that extra vernacular for no reason, being very eloquent but ignorant all at the same time. So let me see. I'm going to actually go into, let me see. It was this one. It says, Glass Malone disagree with Michael Eric Dyson. No, it was another one, though. Here we go. Because I think it was the one where he was on set for Snowfall. So, hold on, let me go back. So he wasn't in the studio like normal. Where is it at? Where that one at? Here we go. And then we're gonna play the actual clip. Michael Eric Dyson.
Yeah, that was
clip.
crazy, man.
Because Buddy went off for a little bit, man.
Yeah, he spazzed
He went in
on
on Kendrick so tough. And it was like so disrespectful to the point where we like, what you on, Michael? Like, do you not realize you're a black man?
Okay, I don't know what's going on
right now. Do you not realize how you're trying to demonize Kendrick?
How often do you think about your poop? Now, some people think about their poop a lot. Others, not so much. Did you know that every time...
It was like he was really trying to, like, I don't know. It's almost like he felt offended by the pedophile.
today, though.
And someone said that.
You know what I'm saying? I could, I'm going to play a
he
clip.
Might be one of them people.
My great uncle.
So...
I don't know him. I don't even know that.
Family Stone. How much?
Let me see. Hold on. Let me find the right.
When you start,
I gotta find the Michael Eric.
So before you come back, you know what I'm saying? I was going through some 50 Cent songs earlier. Cause they did a verses on the Clubhouse last night. And so something made me go through a song. It was in one song they said, the man said, man, I ain't had no friends since high school.
He was having
like that, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, he not even like a trustful person. Like, he don't got no, you know what I'm saying? That's how you feel. It was said in the song. Look at you good. Yeah, what you saying?
Can you hear me, Trap?
Yeah, you good.
I can't hear you.
I don't know where G is at right now, but he's not here. There you go. He back. You good? Can't hear you. Can't hear you. Oh, he on the phone call. Can't hear you, bro. Can't hear you. Or is it me? There you go.
What about now?
We can hear you now. Yeah, we can hear you. They talking about my mic is loud. Is my mic loud?
Yeah, it's hot, but it's all good.
What the hell are y'all talking about? I listened to my mic just now. Yo, y'all trolling for real, for real. Y'all gotta stop the trolling, yo. We know ADHD don't do no trolling, yo. We don't do no trolling. Y'all better stop that. Nobody mic hot. Mic loud, trap loud, mic.
Right. I can't tell you 50 Cent. Like, the more I think about it, bro, 50 Cent growing up, his childhood has been so traumatic, bro. Like, the story that he explains and the story you hear about how he came up, bro, is so traumatic and fucked up and horrible, all the way to the point where he, niggas and wore him out and put all these bullets in him and all of this shit, losing moms, all this shit. I can relate to that part and just all this shit, grandparents.
So before you come back, you know what I'm saying? I was going through some 50 Cent songs earlier because they did a verses on the Clubhouse last night. And so something made me go through a song. And it was in one song the man said, man, I ain't had no friends since high school. Like that, you know what I'm saying? So it's
Yes.
all right.
Yeah.
Remember I worked at Fox Sports and there was a big argument between DeMarco Farr. You remember Brian Cox? Yes. DeMarco Farr walked away. We're like, are you cool? And he said to us, man, fuck him. He's half. And I was like, that exists? Like, there was a whole internal, oh, yeah. Kendrick, Lamar, and Drake. Most people would acknowledge Kendrick as genius, but not Drake, right? Drake is commercially viable. He's a monster. He sells records. But is he as deep? Is he a genius to that, though? Oh, come on, bro. You understand that. Drake is being indicted by Kendrick Lamar, implicitly and explicitly, not like us. The song is the song, whatever you think about it. But the notion itself, big distinction, us versus them. And they're trying to de-black Drake. Right? Oh, he's not really black because he grew up in Canada. I grew up in Compton. Bro, you're reducing blackness to Compton?
Hold on, stop.
Did you not know that black people fled America going to Canada?
Stop. Pause it. So just work with me. Let me break each point down. Rewind that just a little bit, and we're gonna go through that one more time. Let's get to every point.
Black.
Yeah.
Let's get to every point. Let's do every point. So just give me a little bit more and we can get to every point.
You want to hear it again? All right.
Yes.
Drake, right? Oh, he's not really black because he grew up in Canada. I grew up in Compton. Bro, you're reducing blackness to Compton? Did you not know that black people fled America going to...
Okay. How is it reducing blackness because he's from Compton and he's from Canada? Like, how did you just make that up? Like, you can't tell me that's not personal.
Personal on the end of Dyson. You're saying Dyson is it's a personal shot. All right.
I just don't get it. It's like, how is it Compton and Canada is different? There are black people in Canada. Drake is one of them. How is he not black enough because he's in? What does black enough have to do with Drake? Okay. Let's say Carlton, right? Imagine a character like Carlton in Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, right? What would people say if Carlton got his hair braided to the back? Okay, let me ask you a question. When Carlton, you remember the episode of Carlton when Debo was in the episode, when Will hooks him up with some dudes from the streets, and he thinks Carlton is going to be in trouble, and him and Jazzy Jeff go to the dudes, and Carlton got a do-rag on, he got some lokes on, he got all that, and he's using slang, talking like that.
Yeah.
You remember that episode?
Yeah.
So imagine if Carlton had braids to the back.
Yeah, some straight songs.
Right? And Carlton, we would look at Carlton like he was like, you'd be confused because you'd be like, huh? Because at that point, what people thought culturally of braids. Drake is not Carlton, but I'm saying just braids to the back. Like, it's this weird sense of entitlement to culture. Like, oh, if they do it, then I'm involved in it. Like,
this is frustrating you right now.
Because it's like I'm defeating things that I know Mr. Dyson know is just bullshit. Michael, ain't he a doctor?
Yeah.
Dr. Dyson knows that shit is bullshit. Like, why would you say that?
Let me keep it going.
Go ahead.
Let's go.
To Canada to escape the iron tyranny of enslavement. And he ain't black. His daddy is black. He went to Memphis every summer.
I feel like he's pushing that. I think Drake is pushing that more than people are actually. I'm saying pushing that on him, like as far as like being like a slack on him like that. We never did that. We never looked at him like that though. I mean, I remember when the battle first started happening, he went to a family reunion and took some pictures with a baby and all this shit. You know what I'm saying? To like show that he got
after the battle.
After the battle.
It was after the battle.
Yeah.
And look, we really got to have a deep conversation about race and culture, because there's no way Dr. Dyson can't separate that in those lyrics of that song, bro. There's no way. He has to be purposely misleading those white folks. He has to be purposely misleading them white folks in that conversation. There's no way Dr. Dyson can't separate culture and race. There's no way.
It ain't no way. It ain't no way that Dr. Michael Eric Dyson, can make up these narratives like truthfully without feeling some type of way, man. I don't know. I feel like, as far as like the whole plight of the whole like No Ceilings podcast, the whole crew and everybody, the whole plight, even before then, I mean, I feel like No Ceilings is really just No Ceilings is ultimately an evolution of Blue Division, DMC, Blue Room, Bellflower, all that. So I feel like a lot of the point of views we end up having, or G ends up having, is point of views that we all feel for the most part, because that's just that was a part of our approach with the music in the first place. We never was trying to be on goofy time. And it was always a real authentic approach to the music, man. And when you hear somebody that's not a part of the culture, oh shoot, I'm flipping. Hold up. When you hear somebody that's not like a part of the culture, or they are a part of the culture, I ain't gonna say they're not a part of it, but they didn't grow up with this part of the culture, and then they step in and criticize us without any like consideration of where our sentiments could stem from. They just automatically demonize us for having a sentiment. And I find that happens a lot of times, more often with West Coast artists than it does with any other artist in any other region, from any other region. We're under a lot more scrutiny than every other artist, it seems. Like, if we try something new and give something different, you know, like a Tyler the Creator, they're gonna call us weird. They're gonna call us, what is this? Oh, you're not. What is this weird music? Oh, this isn't rap. This ain't hip hop. Oh, okay. Then we'll give you somebody else in a hip hop way. We'll give you, okay, well then let's go give them let's give them Roddy. You know, okay, let's give them YG. Why two West? It's two West Coast. That's that West Coast stuff now. It's two West Coast, and we give them authentically. We have a lot to offer over here, right? And ever since the whole New West, and there's people from the New West era that didn't even necessarily consider themselves New West. They didn't even like that terminology, New West. But I say New West because I say it represents a time period. It represents an era. You can really pinpoint where, if I say New West and you was part of it, you can pinpoint where you were. You know what I'm saying? You know what the New West was. But I just say this, from that point and watching a lot of artists come from the New West era to now being these mega stars on the same merit that they stood on when they was New West artists, standing on the same merit, saying the same exact, pushing the same exact mission, if not bigger. And then you hear somebody like Michael Eric Dyson come in and try to criticize us for our experience and what we can really sit back and say, hey, this ain't real, because I know what's real, because I'm the real thing. I'm the real thing. I'm the real thing like Rakim was the real thing. Not like I'm the real thing like Rakim was the real thing, not like Vanilla Ice was the real thing. And it's a big difference. As classic as Ice Ice Baby is, it's not an original attempt. It's a remake of what he thought was cool. It didn't stem from, oh, this is how we gonna party. It came from, that's how they partying. Let me get a fade. Let me get a part. Let me learn how to dance. Let me do that too. It didn't come from, I made this dance move up. Check me out. My dance move flyer than yours. We gonna party because we ain't got much, but we got this. We got community. We got each other. It didn't come from that. So for Michael Eric Dyson to come and criticize Kendrick Lamar for saying you're not a colleague, you're a colonizer, when if I'm the one making the shit, and I make it from where it comes from, then I have the right to tell you, if you're not a part of it, I have the right to tell you don't have any what they call it. You don't have any clearance over here. You don't got no clearance over here. You can go ahead and emulate me and do whatever you want, but I can call you out. It don't got nothing to do with you being black. It don't got nothing to do with you being white. It got everything to do with you not being of the culture. Because we didn't have this issue with Eminem. We never have. Nobody's ever had this. I ain't ever in one time seen anybody had this issue with Eminem.
Eminem came in being himself. He was a white boy that embraced hip hop and was able to articulate that through his cultural experience, trailer parks and
that part.
You know, factories and
that part. Clap it up one time for Eminem.
Yeah. You can't hate on that.
It's a Michael Eric Dyson is very like almost out of touch, you know, Jack Harlowish, and he said something about being in connection with Jay-Z. But my thing is, so what? What that got to do with your ignorant outtake? Like that's the thing. Like
Steven from Django.
Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, what does that have to do with the stupid shit you said? What does knowing Jay-Z have to do with? I don't care who you know. I don't care what you know. Now, if you're saying some real shit and you can back it on, like, okay, yeah, man. Hey, I just made a blap. It got some samples. It got woo woo. I played it for Jay. He loved it, and I'm gonna play it for you. Let me know what you think. That's one thing. But if you say something utterly ridiculous and then use Jay-Z as your background, as your grounding, as your foundation, because you got a relationship with him,
that's crazy.
That's a big word.
And shit,
nigga.
And if you using him, you can't even use him because he ain't. I mean, shit, he ain't tapped in.
Right, Jay ain't tapped in to West Coast culture like Kendrick is. That's just the real shit of it. Kendrick know too many OGs for Jay to have to be his OG to tell him what's going on with West Coast politics or West Coast culture. So when it comes down to somebody who can look at somebody from the West Coast hip hop scene, a legend in their own right, living legend right now, made waves, like stomped through the streets, claim their name, know what the ins and outs is like, so they can look at it from a broader spectrum. They grew up in LA, one of the biggest, most populous cities in America. So I can take an outside view and I can look at my city. We can look at our city and say, you know what? We can see the trends across other cities that's going on. We can see what's going on and see, oh, this city's just like DJ Quick's song. Shout out to legend DJ Quick. This city is just like Compton. This city just like Compton. Oakland just like Compton. Chicago just like Compton. You know what I'm saying? So we can see those things and how we similar. While I'm looking at how it's similar, I can also see who's extracting from us and not putting any more value back into us. We can see that from the Fortune 500 companies to the local motherfuckers who just taking from the neighborhood. And the part that I don't like is when people try to paint a West Coast artist or paint the West Coast culture or paint the scene, all they go to is they go to the person who's damaging the neighborhood before they even bring up the people who are doing something to keep the neighborhood together. Because if it wasn't for those people, the neighborhoods wouldn't even be neighborhoods to damage. There's some underlying factors of the neighborhood, of each neighborhood, I don't care how disparate it is, there's some lying factor of a hierarchy of what's going to go down here. It don't matter what type of poverty it is. So when it comes down to certain things happening, like violence that happens everywhere, where you can place violence and try to pinpoint it on, you know, urban America, then if you go from urban America, you pinpoint it and go to gang violence, and then from gang violence you go and you just point fingers at West Coast gang members. You point fingers. They've been pointing fingers at West Coast gang members, and for the last 15 years, it's been nothing but down south and Chicago niggas yelling gang gang. Mm-hmm. Shoot, in New York niggas yelling gang gang, shoot them niggas with Dracos. But they point it and they say, well, that's gang culture. No, that's what they thought gang culture was. they saw TV and they saw colors and they saw Boys in the Hood and they saw all that shit. And when the shit just jumped off, oh, this is how it's done. But why is it that that's how it's done, but it's not done like it really truly done? Because a lot of the OGs, like yourself, like G. What you about to say, OG? Mike.
Excuse me. It's easy to say the West Coast is at fault for that, but reality, what I think happened is was proof, and that's why you have to identify with the culture of each thing, because I think we kind of defined what it was, and that's what people wanted to emulate. Because it's been gangs in every culture and system, whether it's New York, Chicago, Detroit.
Right.
So we ain't the ones that invent gangs.
Right.
You know, it just
Facts.
We defined what it was. You couldn't go to how do you go to Chicago and become a GD or a BD? How do you do that? You know, how do you go to New York and become a Latin King? You know what I mean? Like, it's just certain stuff. You know, we the ones that said this is this, this is that, and this is what the world wanted to know about. So I can see how it's easy to point a finger at us, but not gang culture, because before gangs was the gang, it was cultures of people that assimilated themselves in what we would call gangs.
Right.
Whether you want to say it's a mafia, a family, or you want to say it's a whatever. It's all the same type of thing.
True that. That's true. That's true. Like, because you had gangs in New York, you had gangs. I mean, and if you really want to get technical, the police are a gang. You know, the army's a gang. It's a gang of people with weapons.
I was gonna say that, but I didn't want to say that.
Nah, yeah, it's a gang of people with weapons that enforce violence to enforce their laws and their rules. They use violence to enforce their rules. And we can, and at a small scale, it's gangs, you know, urban gangs. At a large scale, you got armies, you know. So it's unfortunate that, you know, California gets the short end of the stick, particularly LA, and nobody does anything to like really find the humanity in these people that are in LA. And before you find the humanity in us, they find ways to attack anything that we say. Anything. And it's like they're so like hell bent on finding a way to, like, I'll just say demonize or antagonize what we're doing versus trying to see, like, I remember G one time he said why, because he was talking to Trap, and he was like, well, why is it that when y'all think of what a Crip is, right, you don't think of like when they see like a Crip in the streets or they see another Crip, why don't they hold that Crip to the same standards that they hold G, right? Like when you see a Crip, why do you automatically assume that Crip is going to be O-Dog from Menace to Society or a Crash Out, or already on, so you don't humanize them whatsoever, right? You just automatically, if he does something dumb, you say, oh, the Crips is dumb. You automatically tie that to the Crips before you tie like an intellect like Glasses to the Crips, or intellect like yourself to what a Crip should be, right? And when you first think of an army, a soldier in the army, you know what I'm saying? Granted, I understand the parallels are total opposites. You know, and one is like supposed to be a legislation, you know, law and all that. But when it comes down to like the basic function of it, you have an honor, a somewhat of an honor. It don't matter if that soldier came back from another country and just shot up 200 people, including women and children. If they won the war, you're going to get that soldier honor. off the top. You're not just gonna look at him and say, "Oh, that's just some wacko killer." Oh, that's just some. He just wants to go out there and just be reckless and tear shit up. You give him the honor because it comes back to you, because somehow, some way, you're gonna benefit from this war, because you're gonna be able to go out into the store, go buy candy, go buy juice, go buy, milkshakes and all this other shit, because you have this army protecting you
and liberties. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Giving you these liberties. Now, when you break it down to like the neighborhood, that happens within the armies of gangs or the armies of people who protect each other, right? So it comes down to like a perspective thing, and it get deep. I don't want to get too deep into it, because it's not like you're trying to say, "Oh, don't look at this. It's okay. It's this good thing, or it's this bad thing." But what I am going to say is there's humanity within that, and when you don't address the humanity, it leaves open and leaves the room to say some stupid shit like Michael Eric Dyson would say, and like he's trying to paint the picture of Kendrick saying, "I'm black, you're not black. I can say this, you can't because you're light skinned, and I called you a pedophile, or I pointed out some pedophilia activities that you and your people took place in. All I did was point out the obvious. You tried to tell me, he tried to tell Kendrick that he beat his wife. You brought somebody's wife into it and said that he beat him. Now, I don't know about you now, but I do know, I do know that you start talking about my wife, you start talking about my family. I know this. When we bagging, right? Ultimate bagging sessions, right? Shout out my dog DJ Head. We had some ultimate epic bagging sessions. Now, when we bagging, the gig is this. The gag is this. If I'm bagging on you and you take it to my outfit, I'm taking it to your outfit. You take it to my car, I'm taking it to your car. We bagging. The moment you take it to my mom, I'm on you. It's over. It's up. So the moment you take it to my mom, bruh, it's a wrap. So it's like me and the homies had epic battles. The moment it goes to the moms, that's when it just goes up, and it's no hold barred. And you can't get mad. If you want to, you can get mad, but now you can't get mad now because you already brought that out the bag. If you brought that out the bag already, now it's just, my nigga, it's over with. So you brought homie's wife out the bag, and he just went and told you really about yourself. He didn't even he told you before, don't say anything because I got more. I promise you. You went and you said something, and you went and talked about his wife. Now, where I got the problem with it is like you went and ran and told after you already threw that out the bag. You you brought out the mama joke. You brought the mama joke out, and he went all the way in. And now, instead of people understanding, you know what? That nigga went too far. And by the way, he mentioned pedophilia. What did he say that for? Let's see. And if you go and see, you can go and find the video of Drake kissing a 17-year-old on stage. That's what fucked me up. I was more on like, okay, this is gonna be good. I know Kendrick gonna wash him. I already know that. That was a given. I knew that. I also knew Drake knew how to rap and knew how to write songs. So I was like, hey, let's see where this goes. But the moment he brought up that about Drake, bro, about him, the pedophilia, I said, well, I ain't know nothing about that. It was almost as bad as when Pusha T brought out the blackface, bro. When Pusha T brought out the blackface, hey, that's how bad it was when it brought the pedophilia. So I looked up the video, and I go see the video, and Buddy is up there. You seen the video? You seen that video? He up there kissing on a little 17-year-old. Then he asked her how old she was. She told him, and he said, oh, you 17? Oh, man, no. And then you would think that he was going to let it go, but he didn't let it go. He brought her in, kissed her on the forehead, told her that her breast felt good on his chest. Now, why would you double down on a 17-year-old and tell her that her breast felt good on your chest? She already told you she's 17. You realize that she's a little girl. You don't have to take it any further. Everything from that point on should be everything cut off. You shouldn't even held her hand after that. You should have said, gave her the pound, bow. All right, kiddo, have a great night. But you double down. So when Kendrick says the line, the pedophile line, of course it's gonna be crazy. What you gonna think? What you think? What you think gonna happen, man? What you think gonna happen, man? I don't know, man. That's kind of crazy. That shit kind of wild to me.
You know, I don't know why. Oh boy, on there having a conversation with white men about that.
That's another thing. Yeah, he was talking to a white reporter, wasn't he? That was a white reporter, and he was talking to a white reporter about some black business. Why are you talking to a white reporter about black business? Jack Harlow asked. Jack Harlow said he was blacker. I'm pretty sure Michael Eric Dyson probably co-signed it. He was probably in the studio like, yeah, this is that shit right there. Yeah, this is that bye. He probably co-signed that bullshit.
You is getting black about it.
You are, matter of fact, you are getting blacker. You know what? I second that. You are getting blacker. We ain't gonna, you got my vote. You black as they come. I ain't heard no black music like this since D'Angelo. This is the new coming. We need to push this out. He helped him pick out that leather jacket, that bullshit ass leather jacket, that bullshit outfit. That shit came on a hanger, and it had a plastic Mos Def mask, but he left the mask on the table. Remember them costumes that you buy at that boys market? It used to be a little plastic. Be a little plastic outfit with a plastic mask. Little string tied up in the back. You know what I'm saying? Little holes in the mask, cut them out. Yeah, he had the plastic mask, but he left that on the table, on the craft service table. It's like, nah, we don't need the mask, do we, guys? Nah, leave the mask. Everything else is money. Money? Yeah, everything else is money. Michael Eric Dyson probably second that whole move, because how you gonna sit up here and defend this man who blatantly disrespected Black America? Not just disrespected Black America, you got exposed. So that means, you know what happens? You know what you got to do in order to get exposed? You got to be hiding something. If I expose you, that means you did a great job of hiding something. And you got exposed. Kendrick didn't just dish you. He exposed you. And that's where this battle is a whole another can of worms for this nigga. Because he exposed him. So, yeah, let's see what G talking about, though. Let's see what else. Because I think it was a couple more points that Michael Eric Dyson has said. He said a shitload of ridiculousness. Ridiculousness. Let's see. Hold up.
It's no way. I don't even think I should even be addressing it, because it has to be purposely disingenuous. Like, it has to be.
I agree.
How could it not be, bro? How could you mean it? When did he say you're not black? He's making fun of him trying to compete about being black. How many times, like, how many more things do you have to do before you feel like you black enough?
Solar sucks. That's what most people think when they hear about solar in Las Vegas. And they're right.
Like, Drake went from this really clean-cut kid to full-out street shit. I mean, looking like the way the streets look.
Yo, I think that when it came to that Pusha T joint, I think the toughest was the fact they had got him in the blackface, man.
Man, and then they tried to make a bunch of excuses and reasons for that shit. And it's like, we didn't get mad because we understood he may not be informed on how we would feel about that.
Mm-hmm.
You think you gonna have Malcolm X? Excuse me. Imagine Denzel Washington had a photo shoot where he was blackfaced.
Crazy.
Imagine Samuel Jackson had a picture where he's blackface. Imagine who the fuck black in here in America would take a picture in blackface.
Yeah, that was crazy. I think that was the wildest part of the whole. Like the song was wild, but then to find that picture was just wild, man. That shit fucked me up.
And you got a bunch of people that still fight his battle. Not a bunch, it's a handful of goofballs like Dr. Dyson.
Mm-hmm.
How do you explain him taking a picture in blackface? Shout out to every owl that's at the table. Y'all eating with us, so y'all got to tell the truth or y'all get your punk ass beat up at the table.
Giving niggas wedgies.
Who the fuck black people have you ever seen take a picture with blackface? That's here in America. Who is culturally aware that would take a picture in blackface?
I don't know.
Imagine Jay-Z had a picture in blackface.
That'd have been crazy, man.
People keep talking about, oh, Pusha T won the battle because he revealed he had a son. Man, Pusha T, the way he did everything is why he won. He showed you how culturally clueless and how unsavory of a character that the Golden Boy was. Like, I didn't even know if that was real at first. I was like, there's no way that could be real, that this nigga allowed these people to put that black ass makeup on their face.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was real.
It was real. It was for sure. I forgot the backstory that came from it or something like that. It was a friend of his clothing line or something like that, or some art. It was something it came back with the backstory. It was a real picture. It was a real picture.
How the fuck?
I don't know.
What would somebody have to tell you to put black?
Couldn't tell me anything. Couldn't tell me anything. I ain't doing shit. Come on, man. Come on, you ain't doing no shit. Ain't doing no shit like that. Nah. Shit was weird. Shit was weird, man. Word.
The point is, it's not that his father is not a black man from America. We're not arguing that. We're not saying his father's lineage is not black. We're saying, and Kendrick is saying in the songs, Drake is culturally clueless when it comes to being this. He's been culturally clueless the whole time. It's not the fact, Dr. Dyson, that he goes around, right, and uses music. We're saying he goes around and does that to culture.
Culturally clueless, man. That's exactly what it is. Culturally clueless when it comes to this. And a lot of people are, man. And I feel like the people that argue with us, the people, what you looking for? The bottle. What bottle? For the grabber? Oh, hold on. The king has summoned this grabber can. Where's my bot? This right here?
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Yay! The king. Shout out to the king, Keke. My knots. Man, So if you in the chat, man, make sure you like this. If you like it, if you watching, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, and make sure you also subscribe to the No Ceilings Podcast with Glass and Malone YouTube page. We'll put the link in the description, and so you can just click that and go right over. Actually, the link to this whole full episode will be in the description. This is just gonna be little tidbits of it here and there because I just want to touch on little topics. You can check the whole episode out on the No Ceilings Podcast YouTube page, and make sure you tune in every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday to the lunch hour, No Ceilings Lunch Hour with Glass, Malone, and crew at 12 p.m. noon Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern. That part. Yeah, that. So we're gonna get back into it, and man, yeah. Michael Eric Dyson is just lost, man. Like, when it comes down to it, it's blatant to see that it's not this. It's just not this. I don't care how clever you become. I don't care how many writers you get. When you have somebody that's this and you're arguing this, we're not arguing something that's not this. We're arguing this. And you not this. So I don't care how clever you become. I don't care whatever you could conjure up. The tone, the bravado, everything that this is that you emulate, Kendrick already is. He can wake up and not even think about it. It's second nature. So what you're trying to be, Kendrick already is. He wakes up and pisses that. Personified, nigga. It's a whole different ball game. It's a whole different fight. You're not going to win this by trying to be witty. You're not going to win this by trying to be clever and crack witty jokes here and there on podcasts and taking little jabs. Those little jabs in this culture looks bitch made. Those little jabs don't articulate or come across as something that's honorable. Those jabs look like pussy. No disrespect to anybody out there that takes that word disrespect. But in the context of what we're talking about, you know what it is. Those mannerisms and displays of manhood or lack thereof are not honored in this culture. So everything you do to think that you're egging it on, you're really making it worse for yourself. The same way Aiden Ross tried to ride around New York taunting Joe Budden while simultaneously saying he has the NYPD with him. Those antics don't hold weight in this culture. It looks stupid. Now, for you, you may think that that's the tough way. You may think like, I got your number now. I'm going to use your slang. I'm going to use your lingo. I'm going to dress like you, wear your haircuts, get a fade, edge up all that, and I'm going to call you out, and I'm going to call you out like you would call somebody out, but I'm going to have the police with me.
Just like Kendrick said, they're not like us. Weird.
I'm going to have the police with me, though. So now what are you going to do? Now what is your tough talk about?
Hey, but you know what's really crazy? If you was part of the culture, you would realize that don't even matter. Because this cat's got to get off in front of the police.
Bruh, that's a whole nother story. Like, that's a whole nother conversation. Because with that comes a whole nother just, like, they already don't understand the idea of, or mentality of, just being your own man, period. Because with manhood comes survival, my nigga. With manhood comes honor. With manhood comes respect. With manhood comes lessons. So, you know, granted, a lot of these cats are young cats, and they'll learn throughout, you know, experience. Because a lot of shit, you know, you do when you're younger, it's just you do a lot of dumb shit. But, and you say a lot of dumb shit. But
in my experience, old niggas will learn too.
That part too. That's true. You know, we all got to grow. So, because Michael Eric Dyson ain't got no excuses. This nigga's a doctor with I don't know how many books he said he wrote, and you talk about how decorated he is academically. Fuck all that. If you telling me all that and you're missing the point here, you're not strutting your stuff, my man.
Just because he knows how to speak does not mean he has comprehension. He might have been eloquent with the grades, with the reading, but that don't mean he know how to understand and comprehend.
Straight up. And that's what it's looking like right now. Because, I mean...
Even with the doctor, that don't mean that.
That don't mean shit. That don't mean nothing.
Wrote your parts.
My nigga, that just mean that you could memorize shit and copy and regurgitate it. That's all that means. That doesn't mean you have cognitive processing skills. Nigga, that don't mean shit. You know? So... at the end of the day, when it comes down to being able to actually observe situations and recognize optimal behaviors that suffice for these situations and that are actually, you know, not ridiculous, not goofy, not lame, for lack of better words. If you can't recognize that, it behooves me that you can't, but at the same time, it's like that still your lack of recognition doesn't give you the right to now paint or pervert the narrative just because you misunderstood it. You misunderstood the shit, so now you're gonna just paint a whole different narrative that we supposed to talk about that ain't got shit to do really with it. But now you want to start a whole just nonsensical conversation about this black man who's been doing nothing but great things since his career began, before y'all even found out about it. Like, it behooves me. My mind is befuddled. All of those words that go across the screensaver when you when you want some good words to find a definition.
What's more scary than that is he comes from an academia circle of people, and I would presume that some of them were black. And you mean to tell me that none of these people in this circle of y'all told you don't say none of these things? Because I know you told more people. So
he said he talked to Jay-Z, and Jay-Z disagreed, which sounds about right, because you're just totally tone deaf. You're culturally tone deaf with this analysis, this perspective, this take. This wild take.
Culturally inappropriate.
Culturally inappropriate and culturally tone deaf. You don't even have the wherewithal to have a input. Your whole basis is based off of bullshit. For lack of better words, I was trying to find a better word, but bullshit it will have to suffice, my nigga. Because bullshit is what it all is.
Period.
Like, you making up narratives for the sake of taking down. Oh, how much did Drake pay this nigga? Like, to call, or what is this? Drake paid this nigga so that he could, excuse me, I don't want to call Dr. Michael Eric Dyson a nigga like that, because he's not just a nigga, but he's acting like a nigga. He's acting like a grade A nigga right now with this bullshit, because there's no for that to be your narrative out of what just transpired, for you to not be able to use your intellect to really break down what Kendrick was really saying and how it all actually applied. Like, you could really write. There's classes, there's curriculum based on this man's songs. So, how do you as a what was he called, a scholar? How do you, as a decorated scholar, how is that your analysis when you can't? You could listen to the last, as a scholar, you should have been able to listen to the last verse of Not Like Us and pick that apart and saw everything that connected. But instead, you chose the latter. You chose to demonize Kendrick for pointing out the obvious. And that's what we're dealing with. This is what I'm talking about. We've been dealing with them Jack Harlow people that was defending Jack Harlow. Because we got to go through him before we go and get our shit back. Because you telling me that that's not my shit. You going to fight me for pointing out that, listen, this is my shit. Let me get it back. And you saying, no, wait. He's actually good. He actually makes your shit look good. But he's not this. So why would you listen to him for this? Because he made it look cool for a little bit? Because he showed you a new wheelie on your bike? He jumped a ramp on your bike and you want him to keep my bike because he jumped a ramp? No, I'm going to get my bike back. It's mine.
He need to get his own bike.
He need to get his own bike. So when it come down to it, it's kind of...
In this culture, let's see how jumping a ramp on a mountain bike or 10-speed works out.
Hey, listen. I saw the man at a table full of white people talking about how ignorant the black people that he knew spoke. And he was talking about how they use certain slang terms. I don't forgot verbatim, but it was bad. He was like, yeah, they talk really ignorant, and it's like, you know, and there's some people say, well, it was a reality show and it was staged and not a... What staged reality show is any black man you know? First of all, what black man is wearing blackface? And then what black man is just gonna out his people that why would I go to if it's a reality show, then that means they put a scenario in front of you and they let you improv, my G. To create a reality. And if that's what you improv, then bruh, that's even worse. You was better off saying it was a sitcom and he was trying to get his, you know, because when he did Degrassi, he was doing this thing. He was cooking.
That ain't that. They know better. He should know better.
He should know better. But he don't. He's a goof. They're all goofs.
I'm sure he didn't sit down with attorneys when he was doing that shit. He knew what he could do and what he couldn't do.
No, facts.
I'm sure he was a child star. I'm sure he knew.
No, facts. All facts. Like, I'm not going to even hold you. Like, and people, my cousin be like, man, y'all just West Coast. Y'all just love the West Coast so much. It don't got nothing to do with that, bruh. It really don't got nothing to do with that. All it got to do with is the fact that there's values that we value. And if you don't value them, that's on you. It doesn't make sense to us why you don't value them. A lot of our values are really like values that stand on just being men in general, you know? And it's people like, you know, even my sister is, you know, she's from Cali. She's a very, like, you know, kumbaya type individual. She doesn't understand, well, at least she'll say, like, I don't understand why people gotta fight and why it gotta be like this. And the thing is like, if the beautiful part about it is that just lets me know that I'm fighting hard enough if you feel like you don't even have to fight. That's a beautiful thing, because we, like I said, we got to protect those. Just because they don't see the train coming, don't mean if they don't see it coming, we still obligated to keep it from coming. Regardless, right? You know what I'm saying? Or get them off the track so they don't get hit. We're still responsible to get them off the track so they don't get hit. We're still responsible so they don't to take care of whatever it is. We still gotta go hard. I'm still out here, even if I'm fighting with you, saying, how could you not see this big ass shit coming our way? I need your help so we can fight it. And you're trying to convince me, Michael Eric Dyson, that it's not a problem going on, a bigger problem than what you fighting with me all the while. The problem is right in front of us, and we've been on it, and you fighting with us, trying to slow us down from the problem. I still got to stop the problem because I still got to protect you. Still got to protect me. I'm going to protect me. You get protected in the process because my whole goal is to stop the problem. Meanwhile, you back here not even worried about it, thinking that it ain't. We must be fighting good. Because you don't even see that niggas is battling something that's for real. You don't even see it as a battle. You don't even see it as a battle. You see it as lackadaisical. You see it as, oh, it's just music. You see it as, oh, why are we going so hard on this guy? Oh, why? No, I can see the threat. And if I can see the threat before you see the threat, you need to thank me afterwards. You will, I promise you. One day, I'm going to let you step on the landmine. Because it's becoming a liability fighting with you all day to get you in line so we can fight this nigga. So we can make sure these niggas don't come in here and take our shit.
And you better watch out thinking that you can just be over there with the others talking. They might decide to make a demonstration out your ass.
Make a real example
just because you think you got some
leverage, some paper or whatever. Right. They don't really, the thing is they already made a fool out of him.
You're still a black man.
They already made a fool out of him. Once you step in that room and start explaining black business to them, you already got made a fool out of. And it is what it is, you know. It's just like once you step in that room and you just start spilling the beans to somebody who does not have your best interest nor your family members, you already blew it. And you did it on camera. And you thought you was getting somewhere because they was rooting you on. Yeah, what else? Tell me more. And you know what else? There's empirical evidence that Kendrick Lamar's like, nigga, if you don't shut your, like, why are you going so hard? I wrote 25 books. If you want to call me ignorant, I talk to Jay-Z. I don't give a fuck if you talk to, who you talk to, bro?
Mahatma Gandhi.
Mahatma Gandhi. I don't give a damn if you was talking to Neil Tyson DeGrasse, nigga, every night. And Joe Dispenza. Don't give a damn. All that processing and all that understanding, and your ass came up with this as your conclusion. Pathetic. So we're going to let this run a little bit more, and then we're going to get up out of here, man. Make sure y'all tap into the No Ceilings with Glass and Malone YouTube page. Make sure you subscribe and like the videos. Make sure you subscribe to the Flight Dad TV as well channel. You'll see me all through. You'll see us on the No Ceilings as well. See us in the chat. See us on the stream. Shout out my lokes, Glass Malone, Trap, Coach, King, Lex, Six.
Lunch table.
The whole lunch table. My dog Pete. And
millsbymanny.com.
Millsbymanny.com with the Hood Fire seasoning, just in case you need a little something to put on your food when you cooking. You know what I'm saying? You got a little, I don't know, you got a little rotisserie. You got a little brisket. Shit, you could put it on your eggs in the morning, put it on your bacon in the morning. Throw that right into the sausage, into the Jenny O, the little turkey sausage. You know what I'm saying? Ugh. You put that little Hood Fire seasoning on there. Millsbymanny.com. So make sure y'all go over to the No Ceilings YouTube page. Subscribe and become a part of the lunch table. You feel me? Check us out every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 12 noon, 3 p.m. Eastern Time, 12 noon Pacific Time. So we're going to check this out. We're going to take a little bit more out, and then we're going to get up out of here. Peacock's TV.
Like, that's why I know it got to be bullshit. Let's talk about Yachty, man. Dr. Dyson is fucking.
Let's go. Should I bring that clip up?
If you want to.
I can bring that up.
Hear it. I think everybody heard it.
Everybody heard this foolishness this man said? Land it down again. Land it down again. So I'm saying, it's the shit I be talking about. Let me bring this shit up.
Hey, shout out to the table. Monet. Shout out to Monet Self-Love, one of my favorite people on social media. Monet, have somebody AI Twitter me a picture of Drake and Michael Eric Dyson in blackface.
Wow.
Can I get somebody at the table to do that? Somebody take the Drake picture where he got the blackface and then AI that and put that on Michael Eric Dyson. And I'm going to tag him on Twitter and say, do you think this is culturally aware? Somebody do that for me. Give me the best one on Twitter, right? Send it to me, and I'm going to post it and tag Dr. Dyson and ask him if this is culturally aware. I'm not trying to press the button. I'm just saying, if you're going to be disingenuous.
I remember in 2016 before I
did. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, my bad. Yeah,
if you're going to be purposely disingenuous with white folks, I'm going to ask you a question as a black man to a brother. I'm going to ask you. I'm going to hit him on Twitter, and I'm going to say, hey, is this culturally aware? Since you're purposely misleading the general population on this conversation that matters.
Whoa. What's that? I just built a budgeting app in Base 44. Guys, Nina just built an app.
Go ahead, play it.
All right.
I got you, Corey Jackson.
There's some stuff out there that, but it's so crazy. I remember in 2016, before I did my research, I didn't know this. If it was 2016 and I knew it was so much bullshit in the 90s, I'd be like, yo, y'all fucking tripping. You know what I'm saying? It was a lot of weak ass shit going on out there. And I was like, actually, you know what's so crazy to me? I think about all the time. I always think about the first song in hip hop. I hope this don't fight me. He probably will. And I always think about Rappers Delight. You know what I'm saying? And I'll be thinking like, damn, bro, y'all be really acting like we just just couldn't. Like we was the only niggas saying some shit that didn't make no sense. You know what I'm saying? Niggas was hipping and hopping in. Come on, bro, that shit was weak as hell, bro. Like niggas be acting like, bro, come on, yeah, I do see my brother to the store and I went in the grocery store with, hey, come on, bro. Yeah, I got like that shit wasn't weak. That shit was dumb weak, bro. But niggas be acting like we was the only ones that made some crazy shit. I think I agree with you. I do think that there was more intention, probably, right? You had a DMX and you had a Busta Rhymes and you had a Tupac and you had all these Tribe Called Quest. Yeah, all these. Of course, you had all these Prodigy and Mobb Deep. So you did have. There was a lot more. You know what I will say? I think that hip hop lost its. Like it's what's the word for like just like the way there was division. Like if you was from the West, you sounded like it. If you was from the North, you sounded like it. Yeah, I think I feel like the internet removed. I guess distinctiveness. Yeah, and there was also I feel like a lot more subgenres back in the day because we'd be like,
okay, pause that.
Hey, you would.
Okay, so the word you're looking for is called culture.
Again.
Shout out to Yachty, who I really love as an MC over West Coast beats. I think he purposely makes his songs really simple for his audience as record maker, but I think he's a little better MC than people give him credit for. But I do think he goes out his way to make things that are catchy. It's the first song, Yachty, ever. It's like the first rap song. It's 1979. Why would you compare that? It's 2026. Like, you just did a freestyle that's not better than that song in 2026, fool. I get it. Trust me, a lot of respected people in hip-hop, Trap one of them, slanders Rappers Delight.
That's a fact. But I would never. But I would
now.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it's like if you looked at Bill Russell or Kareem doing a hook shot. If you look at a hook shot right now, yeah. If you looked at Bob Cousy dribbling with one hand, you probably like, you nuts. People can dribble with two hands. The reason you can dribble with two hands is because people dribbled with one.
Mm-hmm.
And then for you to say it's a lot of weak shit in the 90s and then go back to 20 years roughly before that, right? Which is 79, right? So if you go 99, fool, bro, And I love Yachty, bro. I ain't gonna even lie. Like, I like him on West Coast music. I ain't gonna even lie. I like him rapping on West Coast music. I think he does a decent job.
Whoa, 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 whoa. What's West Coast music?
When he does a song with a West Coast artist.
And what would make it West Coast music?
Because it's a West Coast rapper rapping with him.
All right, keep it going. All right, keep it going.
As you say, like a West Coast sound when you have a rapper over music and then they create a sound. So without the rapper, there's no sound. Okay, just make sure you got it. Okay, cool.
All right. Got it.
The point I'm saying is with Yachty specifically, right? Is
keep going. I'll be right back.
People are critical of you. People are critical of you because, right? They only hear the records you release. That's it. So they don't know. They don't look through your catalog to know. They don't look through your catalog to know about the times where you really are taking the craft of MCing to another level. They only hear your records that you put out. But that don't give you a right to go slander the first song. You don't have a right to go slander the first song, Yachty. You tripping, bro. What Lil James say? You tripping, mama. You tripping. This is a hard day, man. This is a hard day. This is a really hard day.
You tripping, mama. No, mama, that's on life. That's on life, mama.
I love her.
I love her, mama. That's on life. I made this shit too big. Hold up. My bad. Shit. How'd I do it? What'd I do? What'd I do? All right. Come on, man. Come on, man. There we go. Oh. Let's scoot you up a little bit right here. There we go. Put you right on in there, Frank. Yeah, man. Yachty, Michael Eric Dyson, and Drake, and Jack Harlow. Who else? J. Cole. 365,000 lashes.
A piece.
A piece. $400 additional lashes for every year.
And not on their backs, on their feet.
What'd you say?
Not on their backs, on their feet.
On their... You a cold dude. You a cold pajama. Not on their back, on their feet. Crazy work. Hey, you a cold pajama. Yeah, real life. Because what are we doing, guys? What are we doing, guys? Yachty, come on, bro. And Yachty is good. I'm not gonna hold you. Yachty is one of my favorite cats from like the young era that came up, and like I was bumping his mixtape, I was bumping his albums. I caught on to, I understood him a little earlier than people did. And before I understood him, I was like, what is this? When I understood him a little bit more and his artistry, I was like, this guy's brilliant. And not only is he brilliant, he's a lyricist. He can write records, and he can write records, like, and then he can hit you with a raw record as well. That's gonna be hip hop. That's gonna really still feel raw enough to just be like a B-side. So I fuck with Yachty on that. Like his artistry is really, really polished, really polished. But this take, Yachty, wild take. I don't know if it's going to your head and you just feeling like you know, you got it like that now, so you can just diss all the old niggas or diss all the OGs, regardless of what they contributed to the game or not. If it wasn't for them, you wouldn't even be here. if it wasn't for a rapper specifically if it wasn't for a rapper's delight, you wouldn't even have a lane to make pop rap records specifically. So that being your lane and you dissing the godfathers of your lane is crazy work. Because that's your bag.
Educate yourself, youngster.
Educate yourself, my man. That's wild work. That's really, 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 really wild. That's like that's just that's such a wild take. That's almost very culturally tone deaf as well. But a lot of the younger cats are on that type of time for whatever reason, as if they don't have to pay homage to, I don't know. I don't understand it, because on my era, I don't want to even date it like that and say my era, but when I was like younger coming up, I always felt like I wanted to make an album. Actually, me and Smarts, we was gonna make this one album called Tribute, where I made beats in tribute to all my favorite producers, right? But all of them had like feels of my favorite producers, and we was gonna go around the city and get rappers from the city and just put them on that like compilation album. But it was a honor. I never felt like, man, forget Dr. Dre, forget DJ Quick. I'm Sega. DJ Quick ain't nobody. Like, what? How do you say something retarded like that? Like, if it wasn't for Quick, if it wasn't for Battle Cat, if it wasn't for OGs, like, and then we can go down to like your King T's, we can go down to like your Ice T's, we can go down to your Keke Locos, we can go to your Glasses Malones, we can go to your Spice Ones, we can go to all these different OGs, Battle Cat. We can go to all these Warren G, Corrupt, Dads, all these people we looked up to, Crooked Eye, Butch Cassidy, Cocaine, Jelly Roll, all these people that was like, oh, y'all doing this, I want to be nice too. Then we go outside the state. You got Timberland, you got Swish, you got Quincy Jones, you got Babyface, you got JD, you got Jay Dilla, you got Jimmy Jam, Terry Lewis. You looking at these people like, man, they amazing. Not, fuck these niggas. Old ass niggas playing that old ass music. What? If it wasn't for these niggas, you wouldn't even have a door to walk through. To even come out here and have cold like Minnesota, hey, cold like Minnesota, and get a Sprite commercial. If it wasn't for the hip hop, the hippie to the hip hop, you don't stop, but rock it to the bang bang, boogie the up jump, the boogie to the rhythm of the boogity beat. That's all you did. Cold like Minnesota, hey, cold like Minnesota, hey. What did you do, nigga? I'm just trying to see, bruh. Like, make it make sense. That's all I'm saying. Like, how the hell? But I mean, we rocked to your songs too. We was rocking to Broccoli with you and Drum and all that. Like, niggas like your music, but your music is that music that you talking about. Somebody's gonna talk about your song 20 years from now, thinking that they could talk shit on your legacy, but they don't understand. Like somebody who was able to watch you come up. Now, I didn't even see you come up from your city. I just saw you coming up from when you got on the scene. And I liked what you were doing as an artist and said, okay, this young kid is nice. Let me check out his mixtapes. So I'm playing your mixtapes while I'm on tour, playing your albums while I'm on tour. Mind you, I'm 43. So at the time, I was like 33, 34. So I'm like 33, 34 listening to this young cat. Most cats my age wasn't even trying to listen to the young cats. They was on some Ebro type of time. Ebro dumbass. Shout out to Ebro and everything he contributed to hip hop. I'll just say his dumb ass because he made a badass take on the whole younger generation. His tweets didn't age well, my nigga. Ebro's tweets didn't age well, my nigga. They didn't age well at all. Like the niggas like 0 for 30. The 0 for. I'm not gonna say that. We're gonna say 0 for 40, 0 for 50, 0 for 100. The only person I seen go 0 for 100. Shout out my nigga Smarty one night. We remember when Blazers was in and like wearing button ups, and Jay-Z was saying, you know, wear your button ups, right? You know what I'm saying? We all out there. Mind you, we all getting shot down all night, right? But Smarty his tenacity is impeccable. We at the Grand. This is after G had bought it out. This is like probably like a couple months. It was like another party. I forgot who's throwing it, but it's like everybody got blazers on because Kanye West and Jay-Z wearing blazers and button downs now. So the club got certain, you know, dress code. So we got our blazers on. Smarty in there. Nigga, it's hot. He's sweating. He like 0 for 70 by 12 o'clock, my nigga. I'm like 0 for 10. Jay, it's one of them just them bad nights, right? We just all just chilling. And it was just a bad night. Like 0 for 0 all night. Hot, sweaty. Good night, fun night with the fellas, but we striking out. But all that to say is like, you owe for like 100, my nigga. Owe for like 100. So at that point, it's like, hey, my nigga, we got it. At some point, you gotta like recognize or not, you know what I mean? But you should become culturally aware. You should become aware of what you're doing and what you're bringing to the table, what your artistry is truly about, and what you here to really do, how you serving the people. Because otherwise, you're going to make crazy takes that really just reflect more about you than it is about what you're trying to shed light on. Because ain't nobody really tripping off of the macaroni soggy, the boy and the chicken tastes like wood. Ain't nobody tripping. Because if you play it, niggas gonna sing it. Don't play it at a skating rink. It's going up. You make a song like that. Name one song that you made that's as timeless as that, because it's fucking dog food commercials using that song, nigga. It's insurance companies using that song. I said a hip hop, the hip it to the hip. As soon as it comes on, people start dancing. So I don't care how corny you think it is, or how cheesy you think it is. It's one of them ones, bro. It's just one of them ones. Even if it ain't, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's one of them ones. So, yeah, man. Yachty, bad take. Michael Eric Dyson, horrible, horrible take. Back to the drawing board, my G. Back to the drawing board. Round of applause for my nigga G holding it down. Round of applause for Kendrick Lamar holding it down. Yeah, that. Round of applause for the West Coast holding it down. Yeah, that. And we gonna get up on out of here. This Peacock's TV. I'm your host, Sega Misfit.
And I'm Keke Loco.
The Loke, the OG, the originator. And we gonna get up out of here. Make sure y'all go to the No Ceilings YouTube page. No Ceilings with Glass Malone. Go to that YouTube page. Hit subscribe. And make sure you tune in Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m.
Eastern time.
That part. And make sure you tune into the No Ceilings podcast on all your streaming platforms, all your podcast streaming platforms. Brought to you by iHeartRadio and the Black Effect Network, ran by Charlemagne the God. And make sure you go to millsbymanny.com and get you some good-ass eating. You can get some brisket. You can get some, Manny be having the smoked turkeys. Manny do sushi. Manny will do your desserts. Manny don't fuck around, bro. He'll hit you with the burritos, hit you with a nice little sub. Manny don't fuck around. Hit you with some cool little tempura. Yeah, and then you could go ahead and get the Hood Fire seasoning as well. So head to millsbymanny.com, get that Hood Fire seasoning. You know, if you feel like cooking it yourself, you could throw that seasoning on there. You know what I'm saying? If you anything like Big Bro over here, you be chefing in the kitchen and the seasonings go up. You might be sneezing a little bit, but that food gonna bust. You heard? Food gonna be fire. Go ahead over there and get that Hood Fire seasoning, and we gonna get up out of here. One applause, yeah. Clap it up one time for the Hood Fire seasoning, Mills by Manny. Yeah, that. It's Peacock's TV, and we out.